Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. It's the 4th of July. How you doing, baby?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
Super duper. I hope everybody had a safe weekend, and I know there's a lot of folks that their weekend is continuing today as well. So be safe out there. We got a lot of fun stuff we're going to talk about. It is a very 4th of July action-packed edition of the program today. So we got a lot of fun stuff. And we're going to talk about things that a lot of these we have links on our Facebook page too. Like this. There's a kid that lit his fireworks with a flaming golf ball.
Really?
I've got a video of this. It's actually really pretty cute. And it looks like that they were pretty safe about it. But don't try this at home, but do check it out at facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Today's a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It is Monday, the 4th of July. Yeah, today's Independence Day. We'll get to that in a second. But today is also Boom Box Parade Day.
Ah.
I don't know what that is exactly.
We have a boombox.
Yeah,
we could go in a
we should
parade.
go on a parade
We
with
could start our
boombox.
own parade.
There you go. I'm going to take my parade.
We're probably the only ones that still have a boombox, but we could do that.
I got a couple of them. Also, today is Earth at Aphelion Day. Don't know what that means.
I have no clue what that
is. It is Indivisible Day. So today, indivisible with liberty and justice for all. Today is Indivisible Day. It is also Independence Day in the U.S. of A., which we celebrate, and we're going to have a really cool program today all about Independence Day. Most of it is. But it's also Independence from Meat Day. I wonder who's going to celebrate that. Are you going to celebrate that, Heidi?
I can tell you one thing. It won't be much of a fun celebration.
I'm going to have hot dogs and hamburgers on our grill. And
yes,
I don't know
we are.
A celery stick on their grill,
Yeah.
I think is what they're doing. I'm not sure. Well, if you celebrate that one, celebrate and enjoy. I'm going to celebrate and enjoy mine as well. We'll get together tomorrow. We'll tell the tales. How's that sound? All right. Get out there and celebrate on this Monday, the 4th of July.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond Lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
You know, it's true because you heard it on the radio. There's a website out there, Wallet Hub, that sends me stuff all the time.
Yeah.
I actually have been saving this up because they've been sending me stuff like for the last month about the 4th of July. So I've been saving all of this stuff, and I'm going to sprinkle that throughout the program today. And the reason I have this one in the, you know it's true because you heard it on the radio, discounts of up to 97%, they say, will be available at Independence Day sales around the country. They have a list, their 4th of July 2016 deals report.
I don't care what it is that's 97% off, but I'm buying it because, I mean, even if I don't need it,
3% is all you're paying.
97% off.
It's kind of a good deal. Well, 21 of the largest retailers have a list of 370 savings opportunities, near $63,000 in savings if you buy it all. Now, if you buy it all, you're going to spend a lot of dough, too. So I have a list of some that are over 50%. I don't see the one on here for 97%, but you can. I have a link where you can go look. They
just lied to you to get you to open it up.
No, I'm sure it's on there. JCPenney has a dining set for 71% off. That's one of the things I see on the list. There's a camera at Target, 52% off. There's a refrigerator for 50% off at Sears. They have a whole list of these things, and you can take a look at the list on our Facebook page. And if you're not a fan on our Facebook page yet, this would be a great day to do it because I have a lot of stuff on there today.
There's always a lot of stuff.
I know, but I mean today more than ever.
A plethora? You have a plethora of things.
A plethora of items to look at. And if you're not on there yet, you can go check it out. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again,
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. An inebriated man fell into the river in China and drowned when he was trying to see if his dog could swim.
Oh.
Now, I know this is our Independence Day program, and most of the stuff has to do with, the US of A and America, but this guy was in China. That's where they make the fireworks. So
Okay, that's how you're going to try to rationalize this.
I couldn't find one that had anything to do with it. But
You couldn't find a story about a drunk American on
No.
Independence Day?
Next week I'll have plenty of them, and you might be in 2 or 3. I'm just saying, your dad will definitely be in one. This guy was drunk as a skunk, and he cradled his puppy. The man was wearing slippers, and he stepped out on a gas line that went across a river. Well, he placed the dog in the water, and he was going to scoop him out if the dog had trouble, but he was precariously perched on the pipe. That's a direct quote from the line, from the movie, or the story. And the man lost his footing and fell in. The Labrador, by the way, is a good swimmer. It swam back to shore. But the drunk man who was trying to see if he could swim is not. He drowned and died. So sad.
That's too bad.
I know, that is sad. Kids, that's what happens when your brain is on drugs.
John and Heidi.
Today is Independence Day, and it's kind of hard to find a moment of duh when you want to celebrate the independence of our great nation, but here's the moment of duh that I'm going to talk about. There's apparently some buyer's remorse in England right now, not because we broke free, back in 1776, but because they just recently broke free from the European Union. The biggest search topic from England last week was, what is the EU?
That's
How sad is that?
so sad.
So they went out and voted to break away from the EU, and then after the fact, they said, what is the EU anyway? Oh, wait a minute, that's what we just broke free from?
Yeah.
Duh.
I think that pretty much sums up how Americans vote as well.
Well,
they
I
have
wouldn't
no
say.
clue what they're voting for.
There's people out there that say yes on this and no on that. And those things always confuse me. And then when you read them on the ballot, they're so confusing. So you definitely want to know those things before you walk in. But, something like this, do we want our independence or not? That's
a pretty big thing.
And you should know what it is.
And you should know what the EU is
Yeah,
if you live there.
yeah,
I
you
know what
should.
it is, and I don't live there.
Exactly. I know what it is, and I'm a moron. So or at least you tell me that all the time. All right. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day. That is on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. The wife of Maine's governor has taken a summer job as a waitress. This is a bizarre story. She's at a dockside restaurant catering to tourists to supplement the income for the couple. Maine, the state of Maine, the governor's salary is the lowest in the United States. Guess how much that governor makes, by the way?
How much?
$70,000 a year. That's a pretty good chunk of change.
I think that's a very good
It's
living.
It's more than we make.
It's more than we make together.
The Maine's First Lady, Ann LePage, says she's working at a seafood restaurant in Booth Bay Harbor to set aside a little cash to buy a car. So
That's nice.
There you
At
go.
least she's willing to work for it.
that is awesome. I'm not saying that's bad. I'm just saying, I wonder how much our governor makes. And do you think you would
And
give me a
I'm
loan?
wondering why. I mean, their housing is paid for, I
Yeah.
believe.
I think
at
so
least,
too. Governor's Mansion, yeah.
Yeah, I
I've heard of
believe
those.
so.
Yeah.
I don't think they're paying rent.
I don't know. I have no clue.
That's part of the salary.
All right, from Maine, we head to New York City, where Buddhist leaders are warning tourists about fake, hostile monks pestering people for money on the streets. They are not real monks.
Monks are not hostile.
No, that's one of the things.
They're
and a
very
lot of them,
sweet.
a lot of them have taken this vow
Not
of
that I know
silence.
many monks.
No.
In fact, I don't think I know any.
How many monks do you know? I have never seen you hanging out with monks.
You know what? I should sometime, though.
See if you can
I bet
find
that's
some
a
monks.
barrel of laughs.
Hey, if you're a monk and you'd like to hang out with Heidi, I mean, reach out. Google is trying to make it easier to self-diagnose your health problems. So you got a boo-boo or a little scrape or an owie, your tummy doesn't feel well. People go to Google. I do that too.
Mm-hmm.
We've done that. Go on there, see, hey, what's wrong? I'm going to self-diagnose. Well, their new algorithm gives users a list of related conditions. So if they're saying, hey, you could have this, you might want to check into this too. They also have an overview description for individual symptoms and self-treatment options, but they're also now translating medical terminology into simpler terms, for us non-health professionals who are trying to figure out what the heck is wrong with us. So I need to know, is this bad? Do I need to get this fixed right away? Can I go another couple of miles on it? So anyway, good job to Google. So the age-old riddle, Heidi, has perplexed people for generations. What comes first, the chicken or the egg? And the answer is?
The chicken.
Yeah, you're right. British scientists claim to have finally come with a definitive answer. The chicken came first. And their scientific and physiological mystery purportedly unraveled by researchers at Sheffield and Warwick universities. Here's their answer. Scientifically, they say that a protein found only in a chicken's ovaries is necessary to form the egg. So without those chickens and their ovaries, the eggs would not exist. So therefore, it had to be the chicken that came first.
Yeah.
Did you know that?
I did know that because I've read the Bible.
So it says that in the
So
Bible?
I knew that way before science got involved. All you had to do is read it was like the first few pages. You just have to start at the beginning,
Then
and that answered that question for
God
you.
created a chicken, and a few days later, he created an egg. Yeah, answer solved. Hey, about 10% of the workforce in Egypt is under the age of 12. Yeah. Laws protect children in Egypt, but they're not well-enforced laws, partly because many poverty-stricken parents feel forced to send the kids out to help support the family.
That's
So,
too bad.
kids, as you're celebrating Independence Day today, also might want to celebrate the fact that you don't have to go, back to work tomorrow for 40 hours.
That you are blessed to be born in this country.
Yeah. Hey, a study from Brigham Young University showed that people are fairer and more generous when they are in a clean-smelling environment.
Why would they need a study like this?
Participants engaged in 2 psychological experiments. Some worked in an unscented room, and others worked in a freshly sprayed citrus room from Windex. It's in the story, so they must have been a part of this. In both tests, the studies found that the clean scents led to more ethical behavior, could even maybe help get our kids clean up their act if they would clean up their room, according to the study. So there you go. It's going to do it for your scoop of the day. On this 4th of July, we have a special thing coming up here talking about the signers of the Declaration of Independence and who those people happen to be.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at politicalstorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out politicalstorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. Politicalstorm.com. That's politicalstorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. Today is a very special day. It is the 4th of July. Now, we celebrate our Independence Day because of a very special group of people, the signers of the Declaration of Independence. There's 56 names signed at the bottom of this document that says we are going to declare our independence. And I want to just go through right now and take a moment to say thank you to each and every one of those signers. And I also want to make sure that we let you know who those people are. From Delaware, George Reed, Caesar Rodney, and Thomas McKeon were the 3 signers from there. Pennsylvania sent George Clemmer, Benjamin Franklin, which we all know, of course, Robert Morris, John Morton, Benjamin Rush, George Ross, James Smith, James Wilson, and George Taylor. From Massachusetts, John Adams, the future president, Samuel Adams, the beer maker, of course, John Hancock, the largest name on the Declaration, and Robert Treat Payne. New Hampshire sent Josiah Bartlett, William Whipple, and Matthew Thornton. From Rhode Island, Stephen Hopkins and William Ellery. From New York, Lewis Morris, Philip Livingston, Francis Lewis, and William Floyd. From Georgia, Button, Gwinnett, Lyman Hall, and George Walton. The signers from Virginia are Richard Henry Lee, Francis Lightfoot Lee, Carter Braxton, Benjamin Harrison, no, not the president, this is actually his grandfather, Thomas Jefferson, now he became a president, George Wythe, and Thomas Nelson Jr. From North Carolina, William Hooper and John Penn. From South Carolina, Edward Rutledge, Arthur Middleton, Thomas Lynch Jr., and Thomas Hayward Jr. From New Jersey, Abraham Clark, John Hart, Richard Stockton, John Witherspoon, and Francis Hopkinson, who, believe it or not, was the designer of the American flag. Yeah, not Betsy Ross. Also from Connecticut, Samuel Huntington, Roger Sherman, William Williams, Oliver Wolcott, and from Maryland, Charles Carroll, Samuel Chase, Thomas Stone, and William Paca. Now, some of these men, like Thomas Jefferson and Benjamin Franklin and John Adams, are people that we all know, but many of these names are names that maybe you've not heard of before. I want to just say, without these 56 names signed on this Declaration of Independence, we would live in a much different world today. Not just in our country, but in many other countries as well. The Declaration of Independence from the United States was the inspiration for many other nations to declare their independence. France is one of them. So once again, each and every one of these signers, they're long gone now, but a big thank you to the signers of our Declaration of Independence for putting their neck on the line by putting their name on this page. Thank you to the signers of the Declaration of Independence, all 56 of them. And thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Independence Day.
John and Heidi.
Do you buy lottery tickets? Maybe you wait till the jackpot is big, then you buy one. I was like that too. Like my odds get better because the jackpot was more. Well, I think I found something that actually will give me a better chance to win. It's called Lotto-licious. I learned about this from Richard Lustig. He literally wrote the book on how to win the lottery, and he should know. He's a 7-time lottery game grand prize winner. Richard plays and endorses Lotto-licious, and I just signed up too. I'd love it if you join Richard and I. You can play Powerball and Mega Millions without even going to the store. Sign up right now at RadioLottopool.com.
John and Heidi.
Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
July 2nd is the real day of independence, but it was celebrated on the 4th, and it is because that is when Congress accepted Jefferson's Declaration.
Ah.
Yeah, on the 4th of July, only 2 people signed the Declaration. There's 56 signers. Only 2 signed on the 4th of July, 1776. Do you know who those were?
John Hancock
Yeah, he's got
and
that
Thomas Jefferson.
No, not Thomas Jefferson.
George Jefferson.
No, it wasn't Wheezy either. No, Charles Thompson. Good answer, though. Are you serious?
No.
Hey, fun fact for you. This is one. Kids, pull this on Grandma and
If
Grandpa
Jefferson
tonight.
made it, why didn't he sign it?
Well, he didn't sign it that day. He probably signed it before then. So I'm saying on the 4th of July.
Oh.
Remember I just got on saying on the 2nd is when they did this?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so on the 4th there were 2 signers.
Okay.
All right, back to the fun fact for you, Heidi. Kids, use this today to get Mom and Dad and Grandma and Grandpa. Thomas Jefferson drafted the Declaration of Independence on a laptop. Most people don't know that. And most people right now are thinking I'm lying, but I'm not. There was a writing desk that sat on his lap that was called a laptop. So it's not like this, computer sitting over here that we call laptops. But you can say, did you know the Declaration was written on a laptop?
Wow.
And it's true. It's another fun fact from the John and Heidi Show.
Whether you're an experienced shooter or someone new to self-defense, Front Sight Firearms Training Institute has a course for you. You may recognize Front Sight from their reality TV show filmed at this private range 45 minutes west of Las Vegas. A Diamond lifetime membership is $15,000, but we have a special price of just $3,000 available now only at radiosavings.com. This lifetime membership allows you to take over 50 courses as often as you'd like at Front Sight Firearms Training Institute. Get this deal right now at radiosavings.com.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Monday. It's the 4th of July, and with the 4th of July being here, I've got this list of the best cities for the 4th of July celebrations. So let's take a look. We've got the top 20. We're going to go with number 20 first, Honolulu, Hawaii. Made number 20 on the list. They must have a decent celebration there tonight.
Okay.
Chicago, Illinois is 19. Pittsburgh, PA is 18. Atlanta, GA is 17. Baltimore, Maryland, number 16. Boston, 15. 14 on the list. Cincinnati, Ohio. Hey, that's cool. Omaha, Nebraska comes in at 13. I've been to Omaha
Really?
before. New York. I always thought they had like one of the best in the nation. But they're
They're way up there.
number 12. Yeah.
Yeah.
Madison, Wisconsin is number 11. Now let's get to the top 10. Are you ready for the number 10?
Sure.
Number 10, Orlando, Florida.
That makes sense.
Number 9, San Francisco, California. Number 8, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Number 7, San Diego. What are you laughing about?
I was going to make a very inappropriate comment, but I am not going.
I can't wait till we're done with this break so I can find out what you were going to say. See, that's the bonus of me being married to her is all the stuff that I won't let her say. I make her tell me later. Number 7, San Diego, California. Number 6, St. Louis, Missouri. I bet they do it by the Arch. That would be so cool.
Yeah.
To see the fireworks by the Arch. Number 5, Portland, Oregon. Number 4, Washington, D.C. Number 3, New Orleans. Number 2 on the list of the best cities for the 4th of July celebrations. Number 2, Minneapolis.
Really?
Yeah, and the number 1 place to watch the fireworks tonight, the best 4th of July celebration in the U.S. of A., according to the people at Where's this again? They send it to me all the time. Oh, Wallet Hub. So don't hate me when it's not your town. I just want to make sure you say that. Number 1 on the list, according to them, Seattle, Washington.
Really?
I've got a link to all of these at Facebook.com.
Did you notice our nation's capital is not on the list?
Yeah, Washington, D.C. is number 4.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't hear you say
Did you
that.
notice you weren't paying attention?
I think I was just still laughing at my own joke at that point.
I think you were too. I've got a link to all of these at Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. And I think we got a good one coming up in this area too.
Hey, this is Tim from Hope and Faith Machine Works. Are you having one of these days?
How in the world am I going to do that?
Or even,
If I could just have this, my life would be so much easier.
well, this kind of stuff is my specialty. At Hope and Faith Machine Works, we work with anyone who needs something built, fabricated, or just done right. We've done medical, industrial, PLC, and prototype designs. You can reach us at yourhopeourfaith.com. That's yourhopeourfaith.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on the 4th of July. What does it look like to set off 1 million firecrackers all at one time? You ever wonder about something like that?
No.
All you have
I
to
can
do...
honestly say I have not.
I would like to see this, and I did see this on a video that's on our Facebook page. A town in Asia decided to find out. They said, hey, we got all these firecrackers sitting around. Let's shoot them off. So imagine a whole lot of fire, a whole lot of smoke, and a whole lot of noise. You got a pretty good idea of the outcome, but you can watch it for yourself on our Facebook page, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. I posted all of this stuff right away this morning because I wanted to make sure if you have somewhere to go, you can still be able to see it. So when you get there, you might even see
What a
stuff we
guy.
haven't talked about
What
yet.
a
So
guy.
go check it out, Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
Thank you for listening to the John and Heidi Show on Independence Day. You know, this is something that I could have had for our fun fact. The reason I didn't, it's a fun fact, but it's kind of a sad fact. 4th of July is the day we celebrate our independence. 4th of July is also, believe it or not, the day that the most presidents have died. That's the day that more presidents have died on than any other day. As a matter of fact, John Adams and Thomas Jefferson both signed the Declaration of Independence. They both died on the 4th of July, 1826. So on the 50th anniversary of that big day, and there have been a total of 3 that have died on the 4th of July. 5 years later, in 1831, James Monroe also died. And there's only been one president, by the way, that was born on the 4th of July. It was July 4th, 1872, and that was who, Heidi? Do you remember?
I have no clue.
Calvin Coolidge. Yeah, he was born on the 4th of July. So a couple of interesting facts that didn't quite make the cut for my fun facts for you earlier, but I wanted to share those on this 4th of July edition of the John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This has been quite an election so far, and we've got a long ways to go. Stay informed at PoliticalStorm.com. It's a cool site with political news and information on the campaigns, plus a place to chime in and have a say in what you think. If you're into politics, you need to check out PoliticalStorm.com. Get informed from several different sources all in one place. Listen to podcasts like mine and learn about current election topics, read fun editorials, and engage your brain. It's your country. It's your vote. It's your voice. PoliticalStorm.com. That's PoliticalStorm.com.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on the 4th of July. We have a patriotic program going today. We've got a lot of good stuff here, and got some stuff sent to me over the last month from our friends at Wallet Hub. I've never been to their website. I mean, I have links to the stuff, but I've never even clicked on it. So I don't even know for sure what they do. But they send me a lot of stuff.
Okay.
And everything that was coming to me over the last month that had anything to do with patriotic stuff and the 4th of July, which they sent a ton of that stuff, I saved it all to share with you. So here we have the top 20 most patriotic states. So are you ready for the top 20 most patriotic states? I've got a list of these, too, on our Facebook page.
Shouldn't you be wearing your eyeglasses, by the way?
Probably.
Yeah.
I instead just increased the size of the font on the computer. Who needs that? Number 20 on the list, my home state of South Dakota. So there you go. It's way up on the list, though. Number 20. I'm thinking we should have been a little higher on the list.
I'm thinking so, too.
Yeah.
But that's
We are
awesome.
the only state that shoots its state bird, though. So maybe that's why we didn't make as well. Number 19 is Missouri. Number 18 is Wisconsin. 17, New Mexico. 16, Old Mexico. Just kidding. 16 is Mississippi. 15 is Maine. 14, Wyoming. 13, Idaho. 12, Vermont. 11, North Carolina. Now the top 10 most patriotic states: New Hampshire, Washington, Number 8 is Alabama. 7, Montana. 6, Hawaii. 5, Georgia. 4, Colorado. 3, South Carolina. Number 2, most patriotic state, Alaska. And the number 1 most patriotic state, believe it or not, is Virginia. So there you go. It says red states are more patriotic than blue states.
I agree with that completely.
Alaska has the highest number of veterans per 1,000 residents. Minnesota has the highest percentage of residents who voted in the 2012 presidential election. Utah has the highest volunteer rate. You can read all of this stuff if you care on our Facebook page. There's a link, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Independence Day. You know, one of the things that's kind of interesting here is I have some good news for you because I have one more thing from our friends at Wallet Hubs. All this stuff they sent me.
All right.
I was saving it for this. So I have for you, it says the 4th of July by the numbers report. So what do we have here? A handful of highlights from the report. For the 4th of July, $677 billion was planned on spending on food today.
Wow.
People just feeding their friends, their neighbors, everybody's
Yeah,
coming
I
over
could
to
see
eat.
that.
150 million. That is the number of hot dogs consumed every year on the 4th of July. And
Wow.
we have 3 giant packages of hot
We
dogs.
do.
I hope everybody's hungry. Get here early. 700 million. That's the number of pounds of chicken purchased in the week prior to the 4th of July.
Wow.
4.4 million. The annual value of imported American flags from China.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Why
each year.
do we not make our own flags?
We do. They're more expensive, too. And every time I've bought an American flag, I go out of my way to buy an American flag.
Yeah.
So, again, 4.4 million flags from China each year.
Wow.
324 plus million, the value of fireworks imported, again, mostly from China.
Yeah.
So this is really Independence Day for us, and it's Cha-Ching Day for China.
Yeah,
It's like,
pretty much.
Oh. And then a final number for our list here, 67% of all annual firework injuries that take place in the month of July, most of them happen, 67% of them happen today. So that's
Well,
where
that
we're-
makes sense.
I know, but I want to leave everybody with this. If you're going to be shooting off fireworks today, be very safe about it. Be very careful. Be very cautious. I know this is a thing where you're going, oh, the kids want to have fun. Be with the kids. Make sure they have fun safely, because the last thing you want to do is get hurt. When I was a kid, I had a terrible experience. You know the hats that you wear, they have a little hole in the back? I had a friend that stuffed some fireworks inside that
Hats, a
thing.
baseball cap?
Yeah, that little hole in the back.
Okay. Why didn't you just say a baseball cap?
I couldn't think of what it was called. Yes. Stuffed some fireworks in there and lit it. And thank goodness I got the hat most of the way off. There's a couple of them that popped up there, but, that was not good. Kids, don't do that. That's a bad idea. I mean,
You just gave them a bad idea.
Look what happened to me. I mean, you don't want that. Still have spots where hair doesn't grow back here. So be safe out there today. It is the 4th of July. Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Again, a lot of stuff on our Facebook page today. I took a lot of time to put it on there. So if you got a minute, go check it out. Facebook.com/John and Heidi Show.